Kamran, let me start with you, of course. Do you own any stock, by the way, still?
I do, yeah, of course, yeah.
So an exciting day for you.
Yeah, and I'm seeing all my old coworkers here. It's like a trip down memory lane, so...
You know, once we get past day one and the excitement of that, and we'll see where the stock opens, how do you believe investors are best served measuring the progress of this company? In terms of metrics that we always look at for various companies.
That's right. I think a lot of folks look at MAU, or monthly active users, which is a metric you look at with a lot of the other consumer internet properties. With Pinterest in particular, I think MAU tells part of the story, but I think engagement and the uses of the platform, which are really for people to find inspiration, but also to think about commercial intent, product discovery, things of that nature, which is different than some of the other platforms that are out there that are purely kind of an MAU-focused story. So I think from a monetization perspective, you can look at Pinterest and think about, you know, how much are they generating per user, which is, you know, ARPU, or average revenue per user. I think that metric will probably go up over time as they get more mature.
Right, and engagement. Now, when you look at the valuation today, and obviously you were there, I think, until 2017.
That's right.
Towards one of the last rounds, it looks like the market cap will actually exceed the last round. Is that right? Is that, in your evaluation, something that should be the case?
I mean, you know, I can't comment on the valuation. The market will do what it does, and you know, it's already been all over the place this morning. But you know, I think we look at in 6 months when all of us in this room, the lockup comes up, and the investors and the insiders can actually do something with their shares, and where the stock's trading then. So today, it's a great moment for the company, but you know, the valuation, I think, will be...
You mentioned lockups, so you anticipate you'll sell some shares when the lockup comes?
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, you've been sitting on them for some time. I would assume it was an important part of your compensation during that period of time. So.
That's right. So I think for a lot of folks, obviously, it's a big event. It's a nice moment, but just seeing everyone here is exciting, I think.
Victor, it's really a tale of two tech unicorns today. One at the NASDAQ that's more enterprise-facing and is going to be valued at almost $10 billion based on that IPO share price last night. The other here at the stock exchange that's more consumer-facing, Pinterest, it's also going to be valued around $10 billion. In terms of what we've seen with tech IPO performance so far this year and how investors are approaching these two different pieces of the tech sector, how do you expect this to shake out today and beyond?
Okay. Yeah. Hi.
Okay.
Yeah. First of all, I just wanted to congratulate both teams. I think that they did an exciting job in that. And eventually, if you look at Pinterest and Zoom, you wouldn't find them to be something similar. But I do find a lot of similarity in both companies. They both started in 2011, and they changed the world of communication. So Pinterest has changed the world we communicate with brands, and Zoom has changed the world we communicate with people. And I think that's a lot to say about the user experience, right? So Pinterest gives a unique user experience to choose the product and to like pin the product and buy the product. Zoom is really exciting tool among all to communicate with people. So yesterday we had a bet with my wife where to invest to. So she is a frequent user of Pinterest. She's buying through Pinterest a lot, and she's like using it on an everyday basis. So that's what I do with Zoom, right? I just spend my time in the conference facilities, in the conference room, and among all companies I tried, among all products I tried, Zoom is far the best in my mind in terms of communication. So probably we have to split this dollar into 50 cents each and invest each in the company, I mean, me and my wife in the companies we like the most. But that's a very important thing, right? I mean, why these companies differ from others and why they are great? Because they change the user experience, they change the way they live, the way we think about the products and the communication, right? So I'm excited about having this IPOs. Really wanted to say thank you for the teams, both teams. I think that they will continue to innovate, and I assume there is tons of talents in both companies. So I would assume that they will be doing really great throughout IPO, and they will become a great competitor to both men. Cisco, if talking Zoom, and Facebook, Twitter, if talking Pinterest.
Okay. Kamran, I feel like I'm going to be asking this question a lot today and beyond, but as somebody who used to work at Pinterest and who is so focused now in your current role on financial technologies, the opportunity in terms of monetizing those monthly active users on the platform, shopping, the possibilities there, payments, etc., how would you expect that to play out?
Well, I think the big thing people think about is e-commerce. So folks are coming to Pinterest with an intent to shop and find products to potentially transact on eventually. How is the site going to leverage that and have links to retailers? You have something today called product pins, which have the inventory of items, the pricing, the retailer at which you can buy it, and you can click through and shop at that retailer. But today it's in the very early stages, and I think there's a lot of opportunity there, both domestically and, of course, that only something like 94% of the revenue is domestic, yet a lot of the users are international. So there's a major opportunity in Western Europe and some of the markets in which Pinterest has a lot of users to start to monetize those, both in advertising, but I think also for potential e-commerce.
We had a discussion earlier about the way Pinterest is different from other names in social, right? And all the liabilities that come from being in social. Are there guardrails against offensive content? I mean, how does that even play in something like Pinterest?
So Pinterest has always had this deep belief to keep the site super brand safe. Actually, I see the guy right behind me who led that department. So it was both man and machine. There's a whole department in the company that monitors content, as well as we have algorithms and machine learning that detects things that shouldn't be on there. And the whole goal has been to keep the site a place that feels friendly, warm, inviting to brands and to users, and doesn't have hate speech or inappropriate content, things like that. So that's a major priority. It's sort of like the Disney of consumer internet sites.
You ran corporate development. You oversaw a lot of deals. They're going to have a currency to use now. Is there a lot of opportunity, do you think, for Pinterest in terms of further consolidation or other things that might be out there they'd want?
Sure. I mean, look, I think one of the things that you saw last year, for example, when Spotify went public, they had a public currency to use, and they've been very active in the M&A field. We've been active for the past several years at Pinterest, but largely smaller deals. So once there's a public currency you can use, and obviously a lot of cash as well being raised in the IPO, I would expect that you can see some deals in the future, absolutely.